Go ahead and smash that 80 or 40 balls.
Yeah, I've got really good memories of that whole trip. To be able to come here to India, historically it's been really difficult for touring teams to come to India and to win games and to win series, and for us to win that T20 series and then to be able to win the one-day series, and for me to be able to play a role in getting that one-day series back on track for the Australian team. We were chasing our tail a bit after being 2-0 down in a 5-match series, and to be able to get an opportunity firstly in the Australian team and then to contribute to winning that night in Mohali. I got really fond memories of that night, and personally I take a lot of confidence out of that night against a world-class team and a world-class bowling attack, and it's just given me a lot of belief in my own ability that my best is good enough against the best in the world.
Ashton, I don't think you've missed a Big Bash game in several years. I also don't think you're the best watcher of cricket when you're not there. How are you going to go when the Scorchers play?
Yeah, I've missed the last couple of games for the Perth Scorchers back home in the Big Bash, and you're right, I haven't missed a game for 5 or 6 years, and it's a difficult one watching on TV. I'm a much better watcher when we're winning. When we're not playing well, I'm at home on the couch throwing stuff at the TV. So hopefully the boys continue their momentum and have another win today.
Ashton, you're coming back after a while, like you said, and there's no Maxwell and Stoinis, although they're scoring in India. But does that add some kind of extra pressure on you or something like that?
The only motivation that I need is, or the only pressure that I have is the pressure I put on myself, really, and the motivation of playing for Australia is as good a motivation as there is, and what I've got ahead of me is just a brilliant opportunity, and anytime you get a chance to represent your country, it's like gold, and everyone knows that opportunities to play for your country don't come around every day, and when you do get that chance, it's up to individual to take that chance, and if selected, I feel ready to go, and I love playing for Australia, and I can't wait to get another opportunity.
Just following on that, do you have an eye towards the T20 World Cup, and then do you think that performances in the fixture over game, the opportunity you've got here, can sort of help build your case for that? Because it probably will be a bit of a logjam in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a batter, our currency is runs, and selectors watch us bat in all formats, whether it be first-class cricket or T20 cricket, and all we can do is put our best foot forward and play as well as we can, and try to contribute to winning teams. And for me, that's no different. And I've just got a brilliant opportunity ahead of me to represent Australia if selected. And we always have an eye to the future. We're always thinking about things that are coming up and big and exciting things. But it's also really important for us to worry about the present and what's going to lay ahead of us tomorrow.
Ashton, Australian team had quite decent success in the past 12 to 18 months. How much do you attribute that to Finch's leadership, the leadership of Aaron Finch? And talk about his leadership. And speaking of the leadership of Aaron Finch, how much do you think?
Finch has been really good to me personally. Since I've been around Australian squads, he's been so good to me personally, and he's given me a lot of confidence to play my game and play the way I want to play. And he's also given that belief to the whole squad, and he's a brilliant leader. And since he's taken over the full-time captaincy of the one-day and T20 teams, I feel like we've gone from strength to strength, and to be able to have some consistency in that leadership's been really good. And I think that all of the boys, most importantly, love playing under Finch's captaincy, and I think that Australia have got a great history of really good leaders, and Finch is just continuing on that tradition.
So we have fond memories of the last trip to India, and perhaps also fond memories of the IPL. So how have you come out of that IPL, and how has it made it up?
Yeah, the IPL was, didn't go to plan. No secret about that. But getting out first ball, I've definitely learned some lessons. But it's not how I'm going to be remembered for my career. It's a blip on the radar and something that, I take some great lessons out of, but, I know that to focus on that would be to sell myself short, and I know that I'm a much better player than that, and, I'm here in a very different environment to what the IPL is, to what franchise cricket is, and to be back here again. I've been really fortunate enough to be picked in another Australian squad, and it's a completely different beast. And international cricket, you've got no option but to go out there and put your best foot forward. And I can't wait for what's going to be a great series to start tomorrow.
Yeah, Ashton, basically talking about the last series, till that time, really the Indians' only attack was about dominating with their spinners. That would be the game plan. I mean, from your own experience, what is a good way to counter that?
Well, I think that the conditions play a really big part in that, and the Indian spinners have been so successful because they've been effective all around the world, and they've been able to bowl really well on some flat wickets. They're not just bowling really well in home conditions on spinning wickets, they've been able to do it all over the world. And part of the recipe for success that we had here last time was being able to come up with a solution to combat the world-class spinners that India do have, and no doubt their spinners are going to bowl a lot of overs through the middle overs of these one-day games, and a lot of times in a lot of games that's where the game's won or lost. And in all of our planning, a big part of our preparation goes into how we're going to combat the Indian spinners, and it's always a big challenge, particularly coming here to India. And it's a challenge that we're really looking forward to, and it's something from this last series we've taken belief out of that series that we know that our best is good enough, and if we prepare well and we're really clear on our game plans and our tactics, that we know our best is good enough.
Two more.
How much of a talk has been there in the team about the dew factor?
The dew plays a really big role here. It's we trained here a couple of nights ago, and it got really wet really quickly, and we know that the spinners don't like the moisture on the ball, and it can play a really big part of the game. It means the ball probably won't reverse swing late in the game, which sometimes it does here, and makes the toss a little bit more important. But that being said, it might be a 2 or 3% thing. It's not a really big factor, and I suggest that the team that bats and bowls the best on any given day is going to be the team that wins the game.
Last one, Danny.
David Warner and Steve Smith were not there last time when I guess you did. Have you picked their brains about things, the two brains?
Yeah, you're right. They are two greats of Australian cricket and world cricket at the moment, and I was really fortunate to spend a few weeks with Steve at the IPL and to be able to spend a lot of time with him in these conditions. I spent so much time watching him bat in the nets and following him around the hotel, and picking his brains about how he plays, particularly in India. And Dave's the same. He's had so much success all around the world, but particularly here in India and in the IPL. And he thinks about the game really well, and it's no fluke that he's had as much success in these conditions as he has. He's got really good plans, and as a young player coming into the team and with little international experience, I'd be crazy if I wasn't picking their brains and trying to learn from them, because those two guys are two of the best in the world.